Welcome to the Rise Together podcast weekly hot take series. Every week, we're going to bring you powerful stories and strategies from leaders who are making a real impact by building stronger, more resilient communities. Get ready to be inspired, motivated, and equipped with the tools to thrive in both your personal and professional life.
Hi, everybody. This is Beth Almaris with the Foundation for Family and Community Healing. We're a nonprofit that focuses on helping individuals and organizations build resilience and strength through skill-based education, as well as leadership development. I'm excited. We have a great guest today coming to us from Chicago. We have Tushar Pandit, who is the Chief People Officer at Spins. How are you doing today, Tushar?
I'm very well, thank you, Beth. I appreciate you having me on your podcast.
Of course. I'm so happy you're here. So why don't we start with you telling us all what Spins is?
Absolutely. Spins is a data sciences company with marketing insights for in the healthcare food space, nutritional food space, where we really assist both brands and retailers in how the products align, how they're making it through, what's working, what's not. So a lot of insights, a lot of just from that simple barcode, we can really present a lot of analytical details to the respective customer.
Oh, interesting. And how big is the organization?
We are about just over 400 members.
Okay.
Chicago is headquarters for us over here. And it's a full array of demographics from the technology team, the sales team, to data science team, to all the classic corporate functions team. So
you've been in the human resources space for a while now, if you're Chief People Officer.
Thank you for saying that, a while versus the actual number count.
Yes, I'm very much in the a while stage of life. So what are some of the changes you've seen over the years?
I would say that, there has been a lot of change, and change happens in our personal lives as well. It's not only professionally that we've gone through, because some of us are in this a while. I'll try to date myself now. Started to grow up in the BlackBerry age, right? That was really in the mid 1990s. Remember that? And then in the late 1990s, I'm also a Canadian, so BlackBerry is really near and dear to most Canadians because it was from Waterloo, Ontario. That's where the BlackBerry.
I didn't know that.
Yes, very much so. To then technology coming out to where the cloud solutions have come out to now AI. So there is very much this technology or technological evolution that is taking place, has been taking place every decade, give or take. The 1990s were very different from the 2000s, which were very different from the 2010s to 20. And then, like most of us, we all know 2020 arrived, and for the very first time for all 5-6 generations, we all experienced a global massive pandemic. And we are now in a new wave where I would say that the wave is certainly artificial intelligence, but the uniqueness about this one is that it is happening for everyone globally, irrespective of size of company, whether you're private or public, whether you are 50 members or you are 50,000 members. AI is now embedded in every single team, every single function. And there are so many AI solutions out there that are actually taking care or catering to every single team / function right from the start. Otherwise, it was usually a little bit of a hierarchical. There was always fast revenue. So you always got the right technologies, the right platforms for that. You then had finance. You then had operations. You may have had supply chain. This time around, every team is getting it. It's available for everyone. So there is absolutely a new evolutionary phase that the entire world is going on and will be taking place certainly for the next 3 to 5 years.
And how can organizations help their employees, embrace AI, but also not fear it, not fear being replaced by it? You see a lot of that, right? A lot of people are really afraid of it. So what are things that organizations can do?
Well, I would say that there are many things that need to take place. I always like to begin with storytelling, and I think that storytelling always helps because it brings in context. Some of us who have been a while will recall when offshoring started. The same philosophies, the same emotional journeys were taking place with people. Oh, someone else in another part of the world is going to take my job away. That actually has not happened. I mean, it has happened, but it has also allowed you to do something differently then as well, right? As cliche as it sounds, but it's still true. With change comes opportunities. So I would say that AI is very much similar over there. Resisting is not going to help. We need to help individuals either overcome the fear, present data in such a way so we can show how this is helping. AI is actually starting to help take away a lot of the mundane tasks that most of us have in our roles that we just don't want to touch. So there's a plus to that. The second aspect of it is it's also helping with productivity. So, what I always like to say is bring it back into our lives from an analogy perspective. When was the last time any parent told an 11-year-old to go and clean their room? And you may have said that, and you may have said that 18 different ways, 18 different times to the point that something happened, right? Well, as a child, as a young adult, no one wants to be told what to do. So my question that I always ask is, why do we think that in the professional environment, an adult wants to be told what to do by an adult? How about taking an approach to trying to help people to meet them where they are? If you're fearful of this, let's talk about it. Let's show you what's different out there. Let's experiment. Let's have fun. Brilliant thing. Begin. It's something simple. Have avatar clinics. That's what we did. Allow people to create their own avatar. Have fun with it. Even if you make a mistake, it's okay. The concept of hackathons are now turning into AI thons as well. So we have to allow people to touch it, feel it, see it, all those things that we learned way back when, but in this context as well. The reason why I keep saying that is it is a journey. Change is a journey that is never ending. It's like brushing your teeth. No one likes to brush your teeth minimum twice a day, but you're going to do it. Otherwise, there's going to be consequences associated with it. So we talk about it, but then how are we living it? How are we helping it? What is the journey? And we need to embed that journey. We need to allow for the change of emotions to take place. We need to allow people to say, I don't like AI and here's why. And then give them solutions to be able to do it. The thing that I also firmly believe that the world is changing in how we work. We are now in a place where we will be interacting with avatars. Not every meeting is now going to be attended by everyone. Because you do get a script of the meeting that gives you all of the highlights and what next steps are and who's taken on the follow-ups. Not every person's going to attend the meeting. They will want to read that script. So one of the questions that I ask is, how are we helping our people get ready to have a new working style in a new working relationship? Because you may be attending 5-6 meetings in a day, of which 3 of them will be having representatives by avatars. 2 may not even have anyone because there'll be a script coming through. And then you may also make a decision to attend one of those 2. And then you are going to have to find the time to either view it, read up on it, follow up and take the tasks that have been assigned and then get back into it. When we are saying that there are technologies out there that are coming through, whether it's going to be from the glasses aspect of it or where both Google's Gemini is already doing this, you're able to interact because now the classic ChatGPT and genetic AIs, Gen AIs, they're all interactive. They're all voice enabled now. So you're going to be able to turn around, work on projects and say, oh, by the way, where did I leave this? You're no longer waiting for any of that. All of that information is going to be coming to you. The third and the final thing is we think we are busy now. We think we are inundated with information. We have not even begun to see it. We are going to be in a point where we may be starting our days at 8:30 in the morning and by 11 o'clock, the insight that we have is mute, maybe old, maybe ancient. We are already focusing on the next important thing in the afternoon. So the speed of insights, not even information anymore, is going to be if not 2 to 3x. And we have to be ready for this. We have to be enabled with it. We have to be prepared for it. And I would say the last thing with that is, a few of us have experienced what happened in 2008 when the global financial crisis took place. So many people's work lives were getting impacted. So many positions were getting eliminated. And that was a reality of it. And one of the things that I learned, because I heard about this when people were getting interviewed, and since then it has stayed with me. And it's such a philosophical key point for all of us, whether you're starting out in your career or whether you're thinking about retirement, it doesn't matter. The only security in this day and age, in this entire planet, is skill security. And what does that mean? You as an individual are responsible for adding new things to your toolkit. No one else is. There is no job security based on tenure, longevity, degrees, and all of that is all out the door or by levels. What you have to do for yourself first, let alone anyone else, is how am I keeping up with the times? What is happening today? What does the future look like? And how do I prepare for this so that I can influence the future by actively participating, getting involved in the present right now? And to me, that is so critical because not everyone is going to be coding in Python for AI, but understanding how its role is, how much it's going to be a part of our work lives, how much it already is, and the beautiful capabilities where I can actually do the things that I really want to at work and have the administrative or the mundane tasks to the side and taken care of should be very, very exciting to a lot of us.
Yeah, I think that last piece is really important for folks to hear. More time for creativity and hopefully some collaboration and really personal development and professional development.
Because even with AI, empathy is still going to be needed through people.
Yes.
The collaboration
and
you talked about,
need our human connection, always.
Absolutely. The collaboration is still going to be needed. The review and the insights that a person's going to be bringing above and beyond AI is still going to be needed. And that's the work that we all want to do. So there is very much room for both humans and AI. But like everything else, there's always going to be a plus and a minus. But that's life in general. No matter what we do, there's always going to be that balance of both positives and not so positives.
That's very true. I was thinking about one of the things you said, that we're just going to be so inundated with information. So, and I already feel that way now. And if it's going to get much, like, how do we take care of ourselves as individuals, as employees? Like, how do we, does that make sense to you? Like, I just feel like there's got to be a new level of either self-care or self-awareness or something.
I would say that it's not even so much the volume of information, but it's now getting converted over to the volume of insights, because it's going to be much more targeted, much more meaningful. You use the right words that I am very much a big champion of, and that would be because I'm also a coach as well. We all have a role to play in raising our self-awareness. Every leader develops over time. He or she is not born with that. We know this. This is not new. Leadership competencies not only have to be developed, they have to be cultivated. Self-awareness, knowing that we have a shadow, knowing that we have areas of development, should be embraced. And so when you ask the question about, well, if there's going to be so much insights coming in at a pace that we are all perhaps not ready for, it is up to us to do what we need to do. I've always said that there is no such thing, in my opinion, and many can disagree with me, as work-life balance. I truly don't feel that there is such a concept. What I like to say is there is work-life management. If you have to be at your daughter's soccer game at 3:45, you own your calendar, manage it. Do the right thing by making sure you're there, because that is as equal and as important when you're working on a project and when you're giving it in your all. If you make the decision that taking your child to school or having breakfast is important, most likely you will find the time in the evening to catch up to do whatever you need to do, right? That self-awareness, that comfort, that establishment of saying there are things that I need to carve out in my calendar so I can get to it, then I can focus. You should be able to do that. You need to be doing that. And if you're not doing that, then at some point in time, you are only hurting yourself. And it's very easy for any individual. I use this as an analogy. There's the game of darts is by throwing it on. That's what you do. We all can do that. But at some point in time, we have to be responsible for our professional lives, our personal lives, and taking a position as to what's going to work and what's not going to work. So I'm with you. The more self-awareness, the more leadership courage that we do, that's how we try to strive to further and get better at work-life management. We all have to do it.
Yeah. I think that's a great place to end on. What an interesting conversation. Oh, and my cat's coming. She wanted to be involved as well.
Thank you very much for attending. I appreciate it.
So thank you so much. This was a great conversation. If folks are interested in learning more, where's a good place for them to find you, Tushar?
I'm on LinkedIn. I think we all know that's the fastest and the quickest way. So please, certainly, if there's anything I can do, and I always like to hear from people, please do not hesitate to reach out.
Excellent. All right. Thanks so much. And thanks to all our listeners. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us today on our Rise Together podcast weekly hot take series. We hope you've been inspired by today's stories and strategies for building stronger, more resilient communities. Remember, resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about growing through every challenge to become bigger and better. If you've enjoyed this episode, please make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with somebody who could benefit from these insights. Stay connected, stay resilient, and we'll see you next time.